Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with the review of the Asus Matrix 5870. Now, for those of you that may have stumbled across this and it's the first video that you found from me, I've actually done a box opening and an up-close look at the Matrix, so go to the channel and have a look for that. This is just me, I'm going to blabber on about the card itself. Now, it's going to be about £400 in the UK, and for a 5870 that does sound an extreme, do you know what I mean, that's a lot of money. But we need to kind of remind you from the outset that it's a 2GB card with a 900MHz overclock on the core. Now, you're going to be getting over, well, about 20,000 Vantage with the card out the box, excuse me, with a 930. So, do you know what I mean, you're going to chuck it in your rig, you're instantly going to get 20,000 on Vantage, which is, do you know what I mean, that's brilliant for a 5870. The 2GB really does come into its own with massive resolutions because you've got all that extra buffer. So for argument's sake, 1GB to 2GB on the same size screen, for argument's sake 24-inch, you will get a bit of performance, but not a massive amount more. The 2GB really is for someone that's running a stupid screen, planning on running iFinity, that kind of stuff. Now, overclocking. I got 1050 out of it maximum, stable anyway, and that was 21149 on Vantage, so not shy at all. Very, very quick card. I ended up doing all of the tests and all of my benches and all the games and everything on 1000 core, just to be able to keep the voltages down a little bit more, and just because it's the type of clocks that it really wasn't hard to get to, it didn't take much tweaking. It's probably going to be the goal for most people. Now, I don't want to go through all the game results because you can see on, I'll put the link on Overclock 3D, see all the tests and game results there, but it was getting roundabouts at stock and overclocked about 59, 62 average frames a second in Crisis Warhead. So, you know, it's a good little card, especially with a 930 at stock. 930 with a 180 base clock. So yeah, it's doing very, very well. But the thing is I did try and get it even further, and now the card gets very noisy when you put the volts through it. The cooler is quite loud. But when I had an air conditioner blown in the side of it, I did near enough get 1100 on the core stable. It was only failing on one test in Vantage, and it was the same test every time. I just couldn't find a way to get past it. I did actually get to that, and it'd always be that, and it was one of the very, very last ones as well. So yeah, it was driving me bonkers. So although you'd lose the thing on the thing on the top, if you put a water block on it, I really think that it would it'd be a very, very good card for water cooling. Asus won't like me saying it, but I'd like to know if there was a way of putting the eye tracker software and the BIOS from this on a reference card. I don't know whether the cores would go that high because I'm pretty sure these are going to be cherry picked, but I'd be quite interested to see if you could push your normal card a little bit further. But anyway, it's actually quite late here, and it's been a very long day for me. So I'm going to show you the colour changing, and I'm going to show you the other software. So I'm going to drop the camera down. Yeah, so I'll crack on with that. Right. So if we go around the back, and just about show you there. There's a button. When it's off, if you flick it, it comes on. The camera might not focus in on it. Anyway, that's to put it into safe mode. So if you've overclocked it too far, basically now when we flick it on, the lights are green, and then when we get into Windows, the Asus software will revert all the settings back to stock. So quite a handy feature there. Now, before you say anything about the fan being loud, again, once it's got through to Windows and the Asus software kicks in, that'll kick back down to 30% when it goes near enough silent. There you go. Windows is just starting, and it's span right down, it's near enough silent. If we go over to the screen, you'll see in a second the safe mode thing come up. There you go, that's it, done. Right, watch carefully because the colours are very subtle. I'm running Vantage in the background to make the colours change. That's a dark blue colour, that's away from what would be stock. That's just reverted back to stock quickly there, but the tests are just about to start. There's dark blue again. Purple, and then into red. As you can see, that's a really deep, bright red. It's actually running the first test on Vantage now. I'm just going to hit escape so you can see the colours all change as it goes back to stock again. And there you go, that's back at stock again. Right, okay. Onto the eye tracker. Now, basically this is an Asus program, so you can actually change all your fan speeds. You can see that you've got the temperatures there, and you can move it up to set the percentage of the fan speeds. You can change the memory voltage, the memory clock speeds, the VDDCI voltage, GPU voltage, and the GPU clock. Now you can change both the 3D clocks and the 2D clocks. You've got this lovely little monitor down the side to monitor temperature, memory temperature, GPU temperature. You can set it to read the PCB clocks, all kinds of stuff. Now, down the sides you'll see that says gaming mode, power saving mode, default mode. Basically you can save settings and apply them to profiles, which you can then hot swap between at any point during the game with a hotkey, which is Control and G for the gaming mode, but you can change the hotkeys as well. You can manually set the hotkeys. So pretty much, yeah, that's eye tracker. You can change the skin colour if you want, and then so yeah, you can, lots of little fiddly bits. But yeah, that's the eye tracker software. So that's it done and dusted then, guys. The Asus 5870 Matrix Platinum. Excuse me. Do I rate it? Yeah. A very, very quick card. But whether you take into account the 2GB of memory on it or not, £400 is a lot of money to be paying for a 5870. And dare I say it, if you're going to be paying £400 for a 5870 that's not that quiet, you're not that far off of 480 Nvidia money. And do you know what I mean? It kind of begs the question, 480 is quicker than this out of the box. So it's only an extra 50 quid, but you know, it's a lot of money. But it's definitely something to be thinking about. And I never thought I'd really do myself saying that, because I normally go with sort of like the budget side of things, but they're getting a little bit too expensive for my liking now. But yeah, anyway, 5870 Matrix, bloody good card. If this is the first video that you found of mine, subscribe, comment, do all the usual malarkey, unless you want to say something detrimental, and I'm just getting bored of that now. But for all you regulars out there that always leave me nice comments and stuff like that, big thumbs up. And this is Tiny Tom Logan, out.